This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 21 in the NLT. So get rid of all filth and evil in your lives, and humbly accept the word of the Most High has planted in your hearts, for it has the power to save your souls. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing His word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And hope and pray that this quick lesson be edifying and comforting and exhorting to the elect out there. So, let me put this on, do not disturb, so out there. So once again, this is James 1 and 21. So get rid of all the filth and evil in your lives, and humbly accept the word the Most High has planted in your hearts, for it has the power to save your souls. I just came out here, to the pond I like to come out to, see the Lord's creation, see nature, read a little, gather my thoughts, just realize that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi are going to take care of their elect, man. And Lord's will of that, I'm of that number. And you sincere brothers and sisters that are listening, But, I was just reading, what's the Psalm? Let me see. Psalm 119. So I'll read a couple. Some verses out of there. But just, highlighting the importance of, staying in the Word. Staying occupied in prophecy. Continuing to meditate, upon these things. Because these words are what will save our souls, man. Let me get 1 Timothy 4 and 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. So that's the importance of staying locked in the spirit as much as possible, man. Because these words have the power to save our souls, man. Scriptures speak about how it's a comforter. The Lord said He would not leave us comfortless. Ye that are troubled, rest with us. The different scriptures, come to mind. And that's what I want to read. A few of these passages out of Psalm 19. Different psalms from different men. With all within the same psalm. So I'm going to read where's the other one? I'll read 3 of them. Like I said, I don't want to make this, too long. But, I just want to, as the scriptures say, comfort each other with these words, So I want to, bring some comfort, to you brothers out there, and, same as myself, just meditating on, the great mercies that the Lord is going to have, the great miracles that the Lord is going to perform, the destruction that's coming to our enemies, salvation that's coming to the elect, and all of these things are happening, very soon. And these prophecies are popping off the pages, man. All these things going on with Esau's rulership falling there, divided, earthquakes all over the world in diverse places. We can see the sedition of men on its way. We can see famines on its way. Pestilences are on their way. Increasing. The full storehouses suddenly being found empty. Just read an article this morning about the pasta, like dry pasta and everything, could soon be off the shelves, because it's too expensive for them to send it from Italy. So we're seeing all these things transpire right before our very eyes, man. And it truly is a beautiful time to be alive. So that's why it's important to stay locked in, and continue to, stay in the word, man. So let me start off with Psalm 19. Psalm 119, and I'll start at 73 to 88. I'll read through, and that subtitle reads, for the first half, it reads, "Find comfort in the Most High's tender mercies." So it says, 73, "Thy hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn thy commandments. They that fear thee will be glad when they see me, because I have hoped in thy word. I know, O Lord Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, that thy judgments are right, and that thou in faithfulness hast afflicted me. Let, I pray thee, thy merciful kindness be for my comfort according to thy word unto thy servant. Let thy tender mercies come unto me, that I may live. For thy law is my delight. Let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt perversely with me without a cause, but I will meditate in thy precepts. Let those that fear thee turn unto thee. That's lucky. Let those that fear thee turn unto me, and those that have known thy testimonies. Let my heart be sound in thy statutes, that I be not ashamed." And the next part from 81 says, "Hope in the Most High's word. My soul fainteth for thy salvation, but I hope in thy word. Mine eyes fail for thy word, saying, when wilt thou comfort me? For I am become like a bottle in the smoke, yet do I not forget thy statutes," right? And that's the whole point of this lesson. As Apostle Paul said, he's convinced that nothing can separate us from the love of the Most High, man. 84, "How many are the days of thy servant? When wilt thou execute judgment on them that persecute me? The proud have digged pits for me, which are not after thy law. All thy commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help thou me. They had almost consumed me upon earth, but I forsook not thy precepts. Quicken me after thy loving kindness, so shall I keep the testimony of thy mouth." And I'm going to jump over to 153, and the subtitle reads, "Deliverance and the Most High's word." It says, "Consider my affliction and deliver me, for I do not forget thy law. Plead my cause and deliver me. Quicken me according to thy word. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. Great are thy tender mercies, O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Quicken me according to thy judgments. Many are my persecutors and my enemies, yet do I not decline from thy testimonies. I beheld the transgressors and was grieved, because they kept not thy word. Consider how I love thy precepts. Quicken me, O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, according to thy loving kindness. Thy word is true from the beginning, and every one of thy righteous judgments endureth forever." And that's the point, I want to, stress, is that no matter what, these devils, bring upon us, we got to stay faithful and true to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. We got to be fully, set on serving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and having faith and keeping his words and precepts and meditating upon them daily, and trust and believe that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will indeed keep their word, man, and deliver us from these said calamities that are on the horizon, man. So continue to fight that good fight of faith. And remember, don't let anything separate us from the love of the Most High, man. And meditate on His precepts, man. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a quick hit. I hope and pray that it was comforting and exhorting and edifying to the elect. In closing, once again, I want to thank Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Makapadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS for teaching me well and taught me His truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say Shalom, Abba Babal, and Kwam Yasharal.